In this video, I'll demonstrate how to identify key features of quadratic functions given its graph. So the first thing I want to do is the domain. The domain for any quadratic function that's continuous will always be all real numbers. Then I know it says range next, but I'm going to identify the vertex. And I'm doing this because it'll help us find the range. So our vertex coordinates here are 0, 0. Okay, so that's the x coordinate of the vertex and the y coordinate of the vertex. And I use two different colors, and we're going to help use that later on with the colors. So your range is the lowest y value to the highest y value. Your vertex point, the y coordinate, tells you the value of the y. So here, y doesn't go below 0, but it keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up forever, right? So y keeps going up. So your range is going to be y values that are greater than or equal to 0. We already established our vertex was the point 0, 0. This time we have a minimum because the graph opens up and it's at the y value of 0. The next portion seems to cause us some problems, interval of increase and decrease. I'm going to demonstrate it this way. So I'm going to use the x coordinate of the vertex to help me with intervals increase and decrease. So here we go. If we look at the graph from left to right, so from the left side to the right side. So this is negative infinity on the left. This is positive infinity on the right. Okay. And our graph is actually doing what? It's going down, right? So the graph over here is actually decreasing. And it's decreasing until we get the vertex point. Then it starts to increase. So from left to right, I know it's decreasing until it hits the vertex and it turns around and starts increasing. So this is how we write it. Our interval of increase, so that's the purple side, is going to be from the x coordinate of the vertex, that's why I left it there, and as we go to the right, we're going to positive infinity. So we're going to write that as interval of increase is going to be from the x coordinate of the vertex till infinity. Or we can write it as from 0 to infinity. So that's where it's increasing, that's where it's going up. The interval of decrease, let's look, is on this side. So it's going from that negative infinity till it hits that x coordinate of the vertex and it turns and starts going up and increasing. So interval of decrease is going to be from negative infinity to 0. Or we can write it as negative infinity less than x less than 0. Okay. So our y-intercepts is where the graph hits the y-axis for the y-intercepts and the x-axis for the x-intercepts. So looking here, your graph touches the x-axis and the y-axis at the same point. So the x-intercept and the y-intercept this time happen to be the same. 0, 0. Okay. And the last part is in behavior. So let's look again. As for in behavior, you're looking what the x and y values are doing. So as x's are going towards negative infinity, so as x is going this way, what is the graph doing? The graph is increasing, right? It's going up. So my y values are going towards infinity. Okay. Then we're going to look as x goes to positive infinity, what is the graph doing? The y values are still going up. So we write in behavior like this. As x approaches negative infinity, y approaches infinity because it keeps going up. And as x approaches infinity, as x approaches infinity, y approaches positive infinity. All right. I know that was a lot for our first example. We're going to do one more. Okay, let's go. So same thing. We already know domain is going to be all real numbers. Get that vertex coordinate to get your range. So our vertex point here is going to be the point 0, 3. Okay, because the graph opens up, we know our range is going to be y that is greater than the y coordinate of the vertex, greater than or equal to 3. We already said the vertex was the point 0, 3. The graph opens up, so we have a minimum. Okay. And it's at the point y equal 3. So let's do our interval of increase and decrease. So, look in here. Our graph is going down. So it's decreasing on this side. Then on the other side it's going up. So it's increasing. So remember, we're talking about x values here. So from negative infinity to that x coordinate of the vertex right here, our graph is decreasing. And then from that x coordinate of the vertex to in positive infinity, our graph is increasing. So our interval of increase is going to be from 0 to infinity, or x is in the interval of 0 to infinity. And it's decreasing from negative infinity to 0. Or we can write it as negative infinity less than x less than 0. Okay, so this time we don't have any x-intercepts because the graph does not cross or touch the x-axis. We don't have any y-intercepts either. Yes, we do. We do have a y-intercept. Sorry. Our y-intercept is here at the point 0, 3. So our vertex and y-intercept were the same thing, so we don't have any x-intercepts. Our y-intercept is the point 0, 3. So let's talk about in behavior. Okay. In behavior, so once again, so as x approaches negative infinity, what is the y doing? Y is going up to positive infinity. Okay. As x goes to positive infinity, what is the graph doing? Y is still going up to positive infinity. Okay. So let's write our in behavior. X approaches negative infinity. Y approaches infinity. As x approaches positive infinity, y approaches infinity. Okay, there are 2 more questions left in this video. I want you to try these, and when you come back to class, I'm going to upload the notes here so you can try these before you come back to class, and so we can talk about these. All right? So thank you for watching.